My name is Lars Elbæk. I'm a leader of the project Megamind, where we have developed a movement-based design method. But the reason we do that is that we often see in sports design and movement-based health design, in concepts like these, we have often seen a low retention rate. And therefore we think that using movement-based design will create a higher sustainability rate on our concepts we design. And one of the reasons, or one of the challenges we have, is that we often have used post-it and template, so mainly cognitive methods instead of movement-based methods. We have experienced that it's a challenge to facilitate these design methods or movement-based methods. It's also a challenge to create a productive mood in the design activities. And we see that designing immersive bodily experience is a challenge due to the lack of spatial and social context in the design activities. Therefore, we have asked ourselves, how can we take into the design process the lived body? And the theory on that is to work with cognition. And in the traditional cognition methods or thinking theory, we think that the cognition is isolated to the brain. But in the embodied approach, we see that cognition is extended to the physical world. It is embedded into the social world as well. And it is enactive, which means that movement and actions are part of our perceptions, and perceptions is really part of the material for cognition as well. And that is the embodied is the 4E, but in the new theories on that, we actually have a 5th E, that is the emotive part, where we actually have the gut feelings or the intuition is part of cognition, and our emotions as well, the love to the environment, love to the people we interact with. So all that is intervened into our cognition and is kind of an iterative process between these things. They are interconnected, so to speak. And we have seen that, or it's have researched by Merlin and a number of different colleagues, that this embodied creativity is part of our cognition as well. And therefore bodily movement and the environment is a dynamic relationship that is part of our creativity. And this embodied creativity includes expression and processes that emphasize or generate by physical body activities. And the reason we have done that is to try to make it more accessible to use movement-based design methods for designing sport and designing movement health technologies and social concepts as well. So therefore we have structured the methods for designing movement-based design in the 4M model. And the first part of that is the mood-setting activities, which contains icebreaker activity, warm-up, and team-building exercises, and some few technology-founded activities as well. And we have the movement-based methods in the structure as well. And the movement-based methods is for designing for specific people, specific contexts. So we design solutions for environment as well. And to ensure that our design solutions are based on research, we have the movement concepts, which are theory and evidence into sport and movement and health, that support our design solutions. And finally, we have the modifiers, which are a number of cards, several, actually about 300 different cards that can be used to tweak the design, the method used in these 3 other methods. And here are examples. The card box will contain some instructions card, the mood setting cards, and the movement methods, and the concept cards. And here are some few examples on the modifiers as well. And I like actually to show you some of the cards. There we have, for example, here a mirror in a circle is the one of the mood setting activities. We have a free nose dance. We have a photo session, leading hand, which means that you just follow the hand around, and it's actually quite a fun exercise, an icebreaker to do, where you move with your body and connect with your teammates to have fun and make a good design mood, so to speak. We have the methods card, which are embodied storming. We have explore movement, context body storming, role playing, brain walk, and what can I do with this? Some of the Soma slow storming, which are different activities that are where you emphasize or try out the movements, so you understand the movements. You do generative activities, so you ideate how to make new design solutions. You have a role playing where you can test and try out the concept you have developed. And you have some methods where you can document video sessions or photo session where you actually document your movement and your movement solutions, so you can reflect on them and analyze them afterwards. So that is mainly the movement-based methods. And then also we have the concept cards, for example, on embodied cognition or self-determination theory, and a number of different theories that support this. And then of course here the instructions cards for instructing the mood setting, instructing movement-based methods, and proposal for props to use, proposal for music to use in the mood setting activities or in the design activity. And where we also have the cards for modifying here, for example, training elements. We have modifying metaphors, move like a wave, or steady as a rock, a ruined lion, move like a butterfly, and so forth. A number of different metaphors that can tweak the design process. So those we have examples here, and in 17 different categories we have these modifiers. So all that will be available in the nearby future. Also, when we do design, and one of the challenges to facilitate movement-based design and to create a good design flow, and therefore we recommend to act as or be instructing and act as a game master. That's one approach to do this. The other one could be to be a coach or mediator, asking questions and facilitate the process more actively, but put it over to the participants to reflect on what they're doing and emphasize that. And we ourselves aim or strive for being good role models, and one of the ways of doing that is to be an animator, that is to take part in the design process and show how we can do the different design activities. And all that we do with the aim of creating a safe and trustful environment. We also ask our participants to do a lot of movement training, so they can synthesize, emphasize into the movement, understand the movement. And we ask them to show, don't tell. It means less talking, more movement. And then also we ask them to verbalize sometimes. That is to make things explicit, so we can share the insights we have created using the design methods. So that is our strategy of facilitating the design methods. And all that will freely be available on the megamind.eu website in the nearby future. And the insights on the facilitation and the 4M model is shared in the program book from the Nordic Sport Innovation Summit. And this will also be available on our project site. Thanks to my team from SDU and my partners from Twente University, Aalto University, and the Carlos III Madrid University, and Uppsala University and Malmö University, we have actually a very strong team that have put all the insights into this card box that you will be able to buy in the future. and the card on the website will be freely available, and you can also use them on your iPhone or your smartphone, so you can use them for free, or you can buy them. Thank you for watching, and I hope you in the future will enjoy using movement-based design method.